Okay, every time you check a job board, scan a resume, or peek at a software roadmap lately, you're hit with the exact same buzzword, the AI skill. It sounds super impressive, right? But honestly, it's also incredibly vague. So in today's explainer, we're going to unpack what that term actually means, how it works under the hood, and why it is fundamentally rewiring how we work.
So what exactly is an AI skill? Well, the reason there's so much confusion out there right now is that, depending on who you're talking to, the term literally means two entirely different things, and we really need to clear that up before we get into the weeds here.
To cut through all the noise, you kind of have to realize that the AI skill has a split personality. It's got a dual identity. On one hand, you have the machine capabilities. These are the highly structured technical instructions we feed to AI agents so they can actually go do things. But on the other hand, you have the human competencies. That's the critical thinking and the oversight we humans need to actually work alongside these systems. To really master this, we've got to look through both lenses. Let's start with the machine side.
You know, for a long time, the absolute holy grail was prompting. But as researchers over at AgentMan point out, we're right in the middle of a massive paradigm shift. Think about it like this. A prompt is basically a sticky note. It's temporary, it's a quick question, and eventually it just decomposes and gets totally lost in your chat history or some random Slack thread. A skill, though, that is durable. It's like writing an official employee handbook. It's a version-controlled, shareable asset that your organization actually owns. It is the literal difference between asking a one-off favor and training a highly reliable colleague.
And this shift, it changes everything. The Next Web actually hit the nail on the head recently, saying skills are where AI becomes operational and delivers business outcomes. Because the true value unlock isn't just that the foundational models are getting generically smarter. No, the real magic happens when AI stops just answering your random ad hoc questions and starts executing actual end-to-end outcomes. Okay, so how does a machine actually execute one of these skills? Let's pop the hood. Right now, there's an open standard emerging for agent skills, and it uses something called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. You can think of MCP as a universal translator. It allows the AI to securely interact with your local systems and your data. And these skills, they're often saved right into a developer's environment as a skill.md file. It turns what used to be a messy, unpredictable chat into a robust, program-like execution. Now, according to the dev community and AgentMan, a standard AI skill has a very specific 5-part anatomy. First up, the metadata. This isn't just a basic label, it's the name and description that lets the AI autonomously decide when it should trigger the skill. Second, you've got procedural instructions. These are clear step-by-step guidelines the AI has to follow to the absolute letter. Third, calibrating examples. You feed it input-output pairs so it understands the exact tone and format you want. Fourth, validation rules. Think of these as mandatory quality gates. The AI absolutely must check these boxes before it's allowed to say, "I'm done." And finally, associated tools. These are the actual code integrations like APIs or database queries that give the agent the hands it needs to take action in the real world.
Let's bring this out of the theoretical for a second and make it real. When you combine all of those steps into a single SKIL file, the AI can execute highly professional outcomes, and it doesn't need you holding its hand. Take commercial real estate, for example. A properly built machine skill can independently underwrite a multifamily acquisition, it can abstract a super dense 100-page lease, or even analyze a complex contract. It just follows your rigorous, repeatable procedure perfectly, every single time.
Which brings us to a really important and honestly a very human question. If the machine is the one executing the final outcome, what exactly are we supposed to do? Well, let's pivot our lens over to the human workforce for a minute and bridge the machine's new technical chops with our new responsibilities.
The good news? According to workforce experts at Candatech and Masterplan, you absolutely do not need to be a software engineer to thrive here. Instead, your human competencies are going to revolve around interdisciplinary skills. We're talking extreme critical thinking and discernment, like knowing exactly which repetitive tasks are actually safe to hand off. We need the ability to supervise those instructions, run rigorous risk assessments, and meticulously validate the outputs to catch any errors or AI hallucinations. Basically, our job is officially shifting from being the sole doer to being the strategic reviewer.
And that is exactly where the two halves of our original definition come together perfectly. On one side, you have machine execution, the AI following procedural instructions perfectly and tirelessly. And on the other side, human discernment, the professional knowing exactly how, why, and when to deploy that AI to hit a specific business goal. Because at the end of the day, an incredibly fast machine still desperately needs a human to assess the risks and validate the real-world output. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative thought. I want you to take a hard look at your own workflow today. Are you still just building temporary prompts that are going to vanish into your chat history? Or are you ready to start mastering durable skills? Because the future of work absolutely belongs to those who understand both the machine capabilities and the human competencies it takes to build, share, and validate true AI skills. Thanks for joining me today, and keep learning.